Okay. So finding a comfortable seated posture, legs comfortably crossed, palms resting open, or perhaps you want to place them down for the more grounding posture this morning. So it's freezing here in Georgia and just kind of a blah couple days in my opinion as far as weather. So this is going to be kind of a low to the ground, nice grounding, warming flow. So nothing crazy this morning, just something to kind of lubricate the joints and get us moving. So sitting tall, stacking one vertebrae right on top of the next. Once you're comfortable, close your eyes and just begin to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Focusing on your inhale, we want to begin to expand the breath, creating a little longer inhale to match the exhale. And as you start to create that sama pranayama or equal breath, begin scanning your body, noticing how you're feeling this morning, how you're feeling in your space. Maybe starting to slow your mind, allowing you just to become a little more present. Sometimes a home practice can be very difficult to tune out distractions. So just giving yourself permission just to be here for the next 55 or so minutes. Allowing the side of your jawline to soften, maybe even removing the tongue from the roof of your mouth. And allowing your hands to come to prayer in front of your heart center. Taking a moment, just dedicating your practice, feeling grateful for your health, for your body. And with your intention set, feeling yourself having arrived on your mat, ready for your practice, take an inhale, blinking the eyes open. And we're going to come forward onto all fours. Moving into some gentle cat-cows, bringing your hands under your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Index finger is aligned at 12 o'clock. Tops of feet are rooted. You're going to exhale round. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart. Moving back and forth between those spaces, starting nice and slow at first, really stretching that breath still. And then maybe getting a little more organic in your movements when you're ready. So you can wag the tail, circle the shoulders around the wrist is nice. Maybe jump rope with your spine. Whatever it is, just finding 3 more rounds through those cat-cows. And after that third exhale, we're going to come back into a neutral spine, creating tabletops, making sure to draw the low belly in. We're not rounding through the back, but we're also not dropping the belly down. So finding your neutral. You're going to take your right knee, and I just want to start to circle it out. Really big circles. And we'll switch directions for 3, 2, and 1. Switching into that other side. Take the left knee and imagine you're drawing a circle on the wall. Again, just to lubricate the hip joint. And switch directions for 3 big circles, as big as you can draw. and release. Bringing the big toes to touch, press back into your child's pose, reaching through the fingertips, spread them, tuck the chin, drop the forehead. Take a couple deep breaths right here. With each inhale, we stretch through those fingers, beginning to plug the fingertips into the mat, maybe even keeping the forearms lifted off the floor. Taking a deep breath in, you're going to roll forward through all fours. Tuck the tailbone so you keep your spine nice and long, lower halfway. Push right back up and press back and stretch. So we're going to inhale, rolling through the spine. Tuck the tailbone, keep your body in a nice plank form. Lower halfway, push up and back. So really slow, really controlled. Again, warming all the joints. Beginning to engage the core. We'll take one more. Inhale as you round forward. Lower with control. Push up and back to child's pose. Walking your hands back to those knees. Have a seat right between your heels. You're going to take your right hand back and just reach up and over. Taking a little bit of a C shape in your spine. You can keep the gaze down if that feels best. Or you might look up, creating a little more bend. Try to roll that left shoulder back. And let your inhale pull you out. We'll take that left hand behind. Inhale, big side stretch. Breathe in as you come forward. We're going to tuck the toes and walk ourselves back to a forward fold at the back of our mat. Heel toe your feet out, so they're just a little bit wider than the hips. Soften the knees, and then round through the spine, chin to chest as you come into a nice deep forward fold. Maybe holding the forearms, wrists, or elbows. You can rock a little side to side. And again, noticing. So where are you feeling a little tension, a little resistance this morning? It's super cold here. So where can you use a little love, a little bit of tension? On an inhale, we'll switch the cross of the arms and continue through for another 3. And releasing the hands, bring those feet back in, about 4 to 6 inches apart. You're going to walk yourself out to a plank. Just like in our warm-up, we want to tuck the tailbone, brace your core, and push the floor away. Feeling a little bit of heat through your center. Breathe in through your nose, out through your nose. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Big breath in. Exhale. Drop the knees. Keep that core control as you lower all the way down. Take your hands back behind you, palms face up. Slide the legs together, push all 10 toes down. We're going to inhale, and I want to push the fingertips down, push the forehead down. I'm just going to float the legs, squeezing them together. And now exhale, push the feet down. I'm going to inhale, push the fingertips and feet down and lift my heart. And exhale, bring the hands back in by your lowest ribs, pushing back through all fours or straight to down dog. Coming into your down dog, take a couple deep breaths. You might enjoy pedaling out your heels. Some people enjoy lifting a leg, spinning a hip, all that fun. But again, it's cold. What do you need? Maybe just gently pedaling out. And once you've evened out both sides, we find a little bit of stillness in our down dog. Letting go to the back of your neck. So allow yourself to tuck your chin, dropping the ears between your biceps, and then directionally kind of driving the heels to the earth, as you push the floor away. One more deep breath here. Exhale, let it go. Inhale as you slowly tiptoe those feet to the backs of your hands. And inhale, slide the hands to the shins, half forward fold. Exhale, release back. Breathe in as you slowly roll all the way up, circle the palms. And we'll exhale into prayer. Returning through your mountain. So stacking everything right over the heels, drop the tailbone between, roll your shoulders back. Take a deep breath in and exhale, fold. Inhaling, hands to shins. Exhale, plant the palms as you step through plank. Knees or toes. We're going to lower halfway. Inhaling, up dog, maybe keeping the thighs down today for more of a king cobra, or perhaps you're ready to push into the feet and lift. Exhale will carry us to down dog. With an inhale, take that left heel to sky. Push through your heel so you feel a nice stretch here. Working to keep the pelvis neutral and the squares hip. Ooh, the hip squared. We're going to bring the knee to chest. Step that left foot by left thumb. Take an inhale here to create length, and then as you exhale, we'll drop that back knee. Breathing in, come through Holy City. As you exhale, we're going to slide back. So we might use blocks underneath our hands. We might use hands to the floor. I just want to move back and forth. So I'm going to inhale, come up. Exhale, slide back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, slide back and hold. Try to drag this left heel back in space. It'll feel like a lift of the kneecap. The quad is engaging and you'll be able to stretch a little deeper into that hamstring. One more deep full breath here. Exhale, let it go. Inhale as you come forward, plant the right hand to floor. Left hand goes high as you take a nice deep spinal twist. Drawing this left knee right over your heel. Push the foot through the floor. You can even use the left hand just to hold the knee and hug it in as you revolve, if that feels better this morning. Bringing both hands down inside of this left foot. Take a deep breath. Try to drag your heart forward. Again, using pillows or blocks, whatever we have at home. We can work our way down to our forearms, if that's accessible this morning. Again, it's cold, so be kind to your body. What do you need? And then from here, we'll walk our hands back up if you dropped. You're going to pivot that right foot behind you and just open to a nice, strong, modified side plank. So looking down, make sure your shoulders over wrist. Really push the floor away, trying to lift that bottom hip from the mat. And just stretch everything away from your midline for 3, 2, and we'll bring that left foot right back to the top of our mat. Pivot the right foot behind you. Inhale as you push the floor away, come to your strong low lunge, and then step to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhaling, bring the hands to shins, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale rolls us all the way up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Return to mountain pose, take an inhale. Exhale, let it go. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, plant the palms, stepping to your plank. Knees or toes, we lower halfway with control. Coming onto the laces of the feet or perhaps King Cobra this morning. Tucking the toes, push back to down dog. Take a deep cleansing breath. Exhale through the nose. Inhale, right heel rises. Push through the heel for that nice stretch. Drop the right hip and space down. And bring the knee to chest. Step right foot by right thumb. Take a deep breath in, lengthen the spine. Exhale, drops the left knee. Untucks the toes. Breathe in, Holy City, lift your heart. And exhale, we'll slide back. So drag that heel back with you without it actually moving. Inhale, brings us up. Push through the heel and big toe. Exhale, slide. Inhale brings you up. Exhale, pull back and hold, half splits. Now flex the foot, spread the toes, hit to the gas pedal in your car. Breathing into the back of that right leg. Inhale will pull us forward, planting that left hand to floor block or pillow. Right hand can start right on that knee as you use it for leverage to revolve, or perhaps you take the arm up. Either or, whatever we did on the first side, sometimes the leverage is just nice. It allows for a little bit deeper twist while you squeeze the inner thighs and pull the navel in. Continuing to push into the top of that left foot, and I want to draw the knee and my heel towards one another on a diagonal, so I'm feeling a deep activation of the inner thighs. From here, we'll bring both hands down inside of this right foot, trying to hug the knee onto the upper arm, taking your heart forward. Once again, you stay high, or if you're up for it this morning, we can walk ourselves down a little lower, supporting yourself with whatever you have handy, but this knee continues to hug in. If your shoulders just got real tight and your breath got real choppy, I would come up a little bit. That's a sign. It might be a little too much too soon. You got 3 more deep breaths, trying to slow it down, working to not grip, especially into the hips or shoulders, just working to allow. And if you drop down with me, we'll come up. We're gonna pivot that left foot behind us. Take that right leg out. Push the floor away, open up. And then notice if this bottom hip is drooping. I want to squeeze and lift. It's going to activate the outer external, that adductor for 3. Push, push, push for 2. And 1. We'll bring that knee back forward. Pivot the left foot back behind us. Use our inhale as we float up nice and strong. Exhale to the top of your mat, fold. Hands to shins, inhale. Exhale, soften back down. Breathe in, rolling all the way up. And exhale through prayer. Take the feet so that they're about 2 fist distance. Working through our wide chair this morning. And so feet are at 12 o'clock. The heels are lined up between the second and third toes. We're going to inhale and sit back into the heels. So I tuck the tailbone, kind of scooping it underneath as I sit back. Keep the belly lifted, the eye gaze forward. Take 1 more deep breath, sit a little deeper. And exhale, fold. Inhaling, hands to shins. Exhale as you plant your palms. We're going to step through our plank. Knees or toes, chaturanga, halfway. Inhaling, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a deep breath in as we take that left heel to sky. So we're going to spin the hip, without spinning the shoulders. So check that the left armpit's still facing the earth. Your left toes will be facing the left wall, and then stacking the hips, bend the knee, and press that heel to the opposite side of the room. Some people enjoy circling the ankle. You might enjoy some really big knee circles, really getting into that hip joint again. Some people just enjoy to hold. So do what feels right this morning. You've got 3 breaths to play with, circling a couple times in each direction if you choose. Push, push, push the floor away. And we're going to inhale that heel back to the sky. Working a little proprioception this morning, I want to turn my toes back to the earth, squaring the hips. Bring the knee to chest, and we're going to step outside of that left hand. So a wide lunge to go with our wide chair. Sink the hips, and then inhale, slide back. So you're in a really long, extended, wide triangle or pyramid. We come forward, exhale in, just as much feels good in your body. Inhale pulls you back. One more, come forward. Exhale, slide you back. You're gonna come forward, stepping the right foot outside of the right hand. Sitting up, here it comes. Sitting into Malasana squat, and then lifting. So we're moving through it, finding mobility. You can just come a little bit in and lift. Hi. I didn't think it would last the whole class. Pull it in. Lift your hips. Drop your hips. You got 2 more. Lift your hips. Drop your hips. Hello. Lift. And last one, drop. We'll lift back up. Turn those toes back to 12 o'clock. They're about 2 fist distance apart. And inhale, have a seat into chair. So nice wide chair, watching your knees here too, making sure they're not diving in, but they're also not diving out. Sit an inch deeper as you exhale. And fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands as you step back into plank. Knees or toes. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Take a couple deep breaths. Reset. As you inhale, we'll take that right heel to sky. You're going to spin the hip, turn the toes to the right side of the room. Exhale, bend the knee. Lift and press. Hello. Circling out the ankle or the knee, whatever we chose on that first side. Do try to mirror image. And then inhaling that heel back up. Again, work that proprioception. Feel yourself square the hips. Bring the knee to chest, and we're going to step outside of that right hand. So nice wide stance. You're going to slide back, pull that right hip back with you. Inhale forward. Exhale, slide back. Inhale forward. One more. Inhale, slide back. And come forward. Turn the toes out 45 degrees, and you're going to step the left foot up outside of the left hand and drop into your yogi squat while grabbing his bone. Here, there we go. And so just a few times, again, mobilizing into the hips. We lift, we drop, we lift, we drop. Hey, come still over here. This is fun. You know, he's grown so much. He's like a monster baby now. Lift and drop. See if you can hold this last one. Finding your edge for your yogi squat this morning for 3, 2, and forward fold. Turning those toes back to 12 o'clock. We're still in that 2 fist distance stance. We're going to inhale, sitting back through chair. Put the weight in the heels, scoop the tailbone underneath. Bring the hands through prayer and let's twist to the right. So elbow can come outside of the knee. Once again, make sure the knees don't start to collapse in and they're not coming too far out either. Option this morning, if we need it, we can take the forearm across and then make a fist with that left hand. Right hand will hold the wrist, so you have just a little more leverage to twist out of. Sometimes it feels nicer, especially in a wide chair, you can really find a lot more leverage. Take an inhale, reach to the crown of your head, and exhale, sit the butt a little lower. Feeling that heat now, stay with me. Inhale through the center. Exhale, we twist the other way. So push through the heel, see if you can lift your big toes. Pull your navel in and away from your thighs, breathing here for 3, 2, and forward fold, release. Wiggle that out. Inhale, bring the hands to shins. Exhale, plant the palms, stepping back through your plank. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Taking a couple deep breaths. We'll breathe in, taking that left heel to sky. Flex the foot, spread the toes, spin the hip, bend the knee, and then lift the knee, press the heel to the opposite side of the room. Keeping it wide, you're gonna step outside that left foot again. Inhale forward, now shift back, take that heel right back up. Push and open. And step outside. Drop the back knee and come into your deeper lizard pose. So we might be able to find forearms this round. You might choose to turn the left toes out 45 degrees, letting the knee roll open, and you might reach back. If that's too much, come to the forearms. Come here, buddy. You can go outside. And finding that lizard, stay and breathe for 3. Oh, you're back. 2. And from here, you have the choice. You're going to drop to your forearm, and we're going to open into a forearm plank, or we're going to use the palm, and we're going to roll into a full side plank. So the forearm one's going to be a little harder because you got to drop in first, but once you open, it's a little more supported compared to if we want to come to the hand. So choosing which side plank is right for you this morning. Squeeze, push the mat away, and lift. And come back to your center, chaturanga. Let me lock this monster out. All right, so from our down dog. Sorry about that. Whew, he's Velcro. We'll take our right heel to sky. You're gonna spin the hip, bend the knee, flex. Biggest expression of this one yet. So really flex and push and open. And we'll step that foot wide. Pushing back, take the heel right back to the sky, spin the hip, open up. And then coming back forward, step outside the right hand, drop the knee, melt into your deepest lizard yet. So you can spin the toes out, just watching your knee stays over your heel. We could twist, we could add the bind, or we could just come center and see where we can feel our way into today. So taking a couple of deep breaths. Working to find an evenness between the hips and evenness between the sides. Then your choice. We can work from the forearm, opening into a nice supported forearm plank. We can take both legs together, or we can walk it up to that palm, opening up into our side plank. So really focus, draw in and push away. Core stays nice and braced. Bottom hip is lifting, legs are squeezing together for 3, 2, and come through your plank. Hold, go to down dog or vinyasa with me. Breathing here for 3. And we're gonna bring the heels together and the toes are gonna turn out. So maybe like a first position, or it's a little frog leg position. You can shorten your down dog a hair too. But so the heels are together, the toes out. I'm gonna sit my butt to my heels, little squat, and I'm gonna inhale, come forward. So I'm gonna exhale into the hips. I'm gonna inhale, shoot forward, squeeze the legs together, finding some core work here. Push back, spring forward, squeeze those legs. Push back, spring forward, brace your core harder. 2 more, spring back, hand forward. Last one, push back, spring forward, take the feet back into neutral, walk the feet to the back of the hands. Fold. Bringing the hands to the shins, inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circles you all the way up. And exhale through prayer. All right, so with those feet 2 fists distant, we're gonna take a couple chair variations this morning. You can be near a wall for balance if you're on carpet. It's just a little extra challenge. So with the feet 2 fists distance, we're gonna go through 3 variations of chair. We're gonna take the arms out front, palms face down, roll the shoulders back, the rib cage in. And so my goal is to drop the tailbone between the heels. And I also want to keep my descent the same as my ascent. So I don't want to rush shooting up, right? That's where the work is. So with those feet 2 fists distance, first one, super simple, sit into a chair. So watching the knees stay in alignment over those heels and second, third toes, scoop the tailbone back and play with how deep you can sit this morning. Maybe working thighs parallel to the earth without letting the knees buckle out or in too much. Now push through the heels and stand right back up nice and slow and controlled. Not too bad, right? Variation 2. Lift your heels as high as you comfortably can. If you're on carpet, just know this is going to be extra hard. We're going to come down slow again without the knees buckling in or out. You don't have to go super deep. Now zip up your skinny jeans, pull your core in and go back up just as slow. Woo, carpet's really hard. It's okay to wobble. We're working through it. And we'll drop those heels. Final one, roll the shoulders back, brace your core. We're gonna lift the heels about halfway. We're gonna squeeze the knees together now. So this is awkward chair. I'm gonna tuck the tailbone under. And so I've got this weird kind of pelvic tilt thing going and my knees are together. So I come down slow, squeeze the knees, squeeze the knees. It's called awkward chair for a reason. It is very awkward. Squeeze the knees together as you come all the way up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release. Return to mountain, heel to those feet in. Very nice. Take an inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen. Exhale, plant the palms, stepping through a vinyasa or just to down dog. Breathing here. We're going to inhale that left heel to sky. Flex the foot, bend the hip, bend the knee. Push as hard as you can one last time. And then step that left foot outside of your left hand. We drop down, finding one final variation here. Maybe taking it to that bind if you're ready. Maybe dropping to the forearm if you're ready. Just minding that that left knee stays over your heel. You can roll with the pinky toe edges. If you've got the back foot in the bind, I want you to inhale, lift your heart, and then pull the head and toes back towards one another as if you were going to tap them together. One more deep breath in. And from here, we'll all come to the forearm. We're going to transition onto our side body. So you might keep the forearm here for support. You might be more comfortable taking the arm out long or even under the head. I'm going to bend that left knee, reaching back, grab the ankle or the foot, and then pull the heel towards your glute. Now do a slight scoop of the tailbone under, send the hips forward in space. And from here, it's a little easier to see this way. So from here, you're going to extend that left leg. I'm going to try to root through the pinky toe edge of the foot, and I'm going to roll. So the leg's just out to the left side of the room. It's a great stretch across the front of the hip and the pelvic floor. If that's too extreme, we can bend the knee, and so you're in half frog. Looking back, I'll take the knee over the heel, the big toe edge of the foot's pushing back, and then pull the toes back in towards you. So either option is totally great. Soften your face. Relax, continue to push down to the top of the right foot. And then from here, we'll take those arms out into a T shape. Palms down. You're gonna bring that left knee back in and roll into broken dog. So I want to continue to push down to the right palm, taking a gentle chest and stretch across that right shoulder. Maybe flexing that right foot, pushing the pinky toe edge of the foot down. Or if you can roll toes up, but push that heel down, really rooting through the side. Just relaxing through the side of the face and neck. That gentle stretch, allowing you to open up. And coming back center. Bring your forearms in alongside you. Tuck the toes. Hover the hips off. Really center through the core, bracing. Trying to get your hips no higher than the shoulders, and then puff up the space between the shoulder blades. Holding your forearm plank or tiptoe your feet in for one dolphin pose. Push into your forearms. Tuck the chin as you press the floor away. And then we'll inhale. Straightening those arms, one at a time or both. Push yourself back up to down dog. All right, mirror imaging that on our right. Take an inhale, right heel rises. Flex the foot, spread the toes, spin the hip, bend the knee, lifting to that knee as you push the right heel to the opposite side of the room. We'll take an inhale and step that foot wide. Drop the knee and find our deepest variation of our lizard this morning. So we can stay high. We can walk down, maybe letting those toes spin out and pull the back heel in. And sometimes one side's very different than the other, so honoring what this side of your body needs. Working to mirror image, but sometimes if there's an old injury or just something going on, just being mindful more than anything. Gently release that back foot if you're holding on to it. We're going to work from our forearm if we can, or work from the palm, opening to the side and lowering down. Staying lifted, head in hand, or nice and long. Just trying to stack the hips, squeeze the legs together. You're going to pull the right leg back, pull the heel to the glute, send the hips slightly forward in space, and breathe. So it's a little bit of core work too, right? We got to balance as we're opening up. Again, if you're on carpet, it's tricky. And if you've been practicing at home a lot on carpet, wait till you get on hard floors again. You'll be like, I'm so good at balancing. So keep the core engaged. Keep pulling back, open that shoulder. One more deep breath in. And then we're going to release that right leg out. Roll to the front of the hips. So working to get this leg in line with the hip. Obviously, if we need to bend the knee, this is a great stretch as well. Maybe you can root to the pinky toe edge. Maybe you need to bend the knee though a little. So feel your way in. See what feels best. And then relaxing the head down. Take a couple deep breaths. We're going to take the arms out, T-shape, palms down. Bend that right knee, push yourself onto the left, and take that foot behind you. Again, it can be in front too, if it's too much to go all the way. Still pushing into the palm of that back hand, and then flexing this left foot, whether you're pushing the heel or pinky toe edge of your foot down. Just enjoying that stretch. And allow your inhale to pull you back center. Bring the forearms in. We're going to slide the legs together. Forearms are parallel, index fingers are at 12 o'clock. Take an inhale, push the feet down, push your pubic bone down, and then try to drag your heart through your biceps. So really lifting to the crown of the head. The feet are pushing down so much that the kneecaps are lifting. As if there's a string attached to the crown of your head, really pulling you forward. And exhale, lower. Take the hands off to the sides of your mat into a field goal shape. Fingertips touch down. Push down through the feet. Big toes are touching. We're going to inhale, rounding up chin to chest, finding our biggest back bend yet here. I want to exhale, dropping my heart through. Lift my gaze. Now push into your feet so you can inhale, lift a little more. And release down. Let's try that one more time. So maybe walk the hands back a hair on the fingertips. We exhale. Come up. Release the heart through, pulling it to the top of your mat. Now push down into the feet. Take another big sip of breath. See if you can lift a little higher. And release. Bring your hands beside you. Push back into child's pose. Let that go. With an inhale, we'll come back up through all fours. We're going to bring our right knee center of our mat. You're going to cross your left behind and then fan the feet out as you have a seat back. So if you've got a pillow handy, it might feel nice to sit on a pillow this morning. Working to stack the knees as we come into happy cow. So just as best you can. Sometimes it helps too to take the top thigh and externally rotate it so you can root through the opposite heel. So fan those feet back, sit nice and tall, and just fold forward over the thighs. Tucking the chin, let go through the back of your neck. Really working to push the knees down. Continue to work that right hip down. You inhale, you're going to roll it up. We're going to take that right arm up. As you exhale, big side bend. So staying as high as you need to keep the chest open, feeling the length from the crease of that hip right through the side body. If you can bend the forearm and find a little more without the hips leaving the earth, that's fine too. But if you come deep and all of a sudden we're rolling out that hip, just come up a little for me so you can feel them rooted. Let your inhale bring you center. As you exhale, just switch sides. Now push that left hip down. Reach the ribs right off the side body. Big, big stretch. Push the knees down. And inhale, come center. Shift back into your hips, and you're just going to switch the cross of your legs. So now left leg's on top. Shimmy those sits bones down. Fan the feet out as best you can. And then come forward as you exhale. Soften down. Feeling that through the outer hips and glutes. Using your inhale to create space through your spine and body. And then using your exhale just to soften down. As you breathe in, we come up. We're going to take that left arm up. Big side bend, push the left hip down. Roll the left shoulder open, looking past your bicep or to the floor if that feels better. Your inhale will pull you out. And as you exhale, take it over the other way. Inhale brings us out. We're going to shift back into the hips and take the legs a little wider for straddle. So removing any flesh from the sits bones. Sit nice and tall, as if you're sitting up against a wall. And so if you've got a wall handy, you can even sit up against a wall. It'll allow you to stay in a better alignment. So I'm going to use my hands on either side of this left thigh as I start to come forward. Melting chest to thigh, heart towards the toes. If I want to use a grip, I could take a hold of that foot, but making the heel to the earth and take your toes to 12 o'clock, spreading them as best you can. Your inhale will peel you back up. Sit nice and tall, zip up, and then we're gonna rotate and fold to the right. So working really hard not to let that back sits bone lift off, kind of allowing the pelvic bowl to roll forward a little and fold, pushing both heels down. Inhale rolls you up. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together, butterflying the knees open, pushing down to the soles of the feet. And if we can, I want to peel the feet open like a book. Pushing down through the knees, so I've got equal pressure as I push the knees down. I'm going to start to pull my heart forward. Pulling the heart towards the toes, or maybe even my nose toward my toes. And then inhale is going to roll you up. So we're going to keep the legs in that shape. Slowly rolling down. So if you need to pick up the knees to hold on to them as you roll back, that is fine too. But once you roll back, we're going to let the knees fall back open. So now we're in reclined butterfly. Take a deep breath here. Feel the pinky toe edge of your feet root down. We're going to reach our fingertips long down beside us, lifting the hips just like tuck of the tailbone. And as you inhale, push the floor away, lifting into your butterfly bridge. Trying to keep the pelvis neutral. Breathing here for 3, 2, and slowly lower down. Bring the knees together. Give them a big hug and gently rock and roll a little side to side. We'll take a hold of the soles of the feet, dropping the tailbone down, flex your feet like you were going to walk on your ceiling, and then drop the tailbone, pull the knees down deeply beside you. You can rock a little side to side. If you want a little more inner thigh, you can always push through one heel, pulling that opposite foot down a little deeper, and then we'll switch out. If you want to push through both, you could always push through both, but continue to drop that tailbone. Just finding what feels right in your body this morning. And as you're ready, we'll slowly release one leg at a time, setting the feet back down. Coming into a little spinal twist before we head into Shavasana. We'll take our left leg, cross it over right like a lady in a chair. Squeeze inner thighs, but I want to take my knees to the left. So we're going to get more of a little outer hip stretch. Been working a lot of those this morning. And then the palms stay down. So if you need a support underneath that opposite side with a pillow or block, feel free. If it's too much, you can always uncross the legs and just bring the knees together. If you can take the eye gaze to the right, finishing your twist, we do, but you're more than welcome to look up as well. So twist should feel good in our body. We should be past the working stage of the practice. So if this feels like work, I'm going to back off it a little so I can really melt in. Uncrossing the legs, bring them center, set the feet down and realign your spine. You're going to cross right over left, and then the same thing. The right leg is going to come forward. I'm going to plug my computer in. I don't know if y'all can see these warnings. Making sure to keep those shoulders rooted. Make sure it feels good in your body, and it should feel like a really nice stretch across that outer left hip. And uncrossing the legs first. Bringing the knees back center. You can give them a hug, rocking a little head to tail or a little side to side. We're headed into Shavasana, so you can release one leg at a time, letting the palms fall soft next to you. If you prefer a seated posture, sometimes at home, personally I do, you can find a pillow or cushion and find a seated posture. I'm going to lead you into your Shavasana, and then I'm going to quietly exit out. That way you can stay as long as feels right for you this morning without me abruptly ending your meditation. So just finding a comfortable spot. If you need to grab a blanket, pillow, bolster, whatever you've got. If you want to lay in your bed, we're at home, we can do all the things. And just taking a moment, and we're going to come back into our breath right where we began our practice. So I'd say using the next 5 to 10 breaths just to get you into that comfortable, still place. Once you've found that space, you can scan your body. Softening the fingers, softening your toes. Just really beginning to let go. Noticing your breaths, trying to come back into that smooth, soft rhythm. Feeling a lightness now about the body, resting on the earth. Feeling a lightness about your mind and your spirit. Just feeling yourself let go.